we're gonna make our own meatballs today. This is a really simple recipe. It's a great way to use up your commodity beef. And it just has a couple ingredients. It does have an interesting one, which we'll talk about, but let's get started. I have my ground beef in here. Now, usually, you all are gonna be making more than like 12 portions, which is what I'm making right now. So you will do this in your Hobart mixer, whether it's a tabletop or a stand mixer. It just makes it a lot easier and it'll go faster. But we're not gonna do 150 portions, so I'm just gonna do it in this bowl. So it'll take a little longer and it'll give us the time to talk through what we're doing. So like I said, I have the ground beef in here and I'm just kind of breaking it up. I'm gonna start by adding my cheese. And you can use mozzarella cheese. If you don't have mozzarella cheese, you can absolutely use Parmesan. I have onions, some green peppers, some oregano, pepper, beans. Now we're using beans because texture, right? We want to add some texture and also some fiber because we have a lot of protein in here. Okay, and then I have breadcrumbs and diced tomatoes, but I want to get all these veggies and the cheese mixed in here with the seasonings real quick, just to make sure that they're evenly distributed before I add anything else. Okay, this is just going to take just a minute. Okay, so now that I have all my ingredients incorporated thus far, I'm going to go ahead and add my tomatoes, get those stirred in, and then I'm going to add my breadcrumbs. Now the breadcrumbs are very necessary because they soak up some of the extra liquid that the beef puts off, and it'll make sure that your meatballs come together. So this recipe can be used for several different applications: meatball subs, spaghetti and meatballs, or just plain meatballs on pasta. You can put different sauces on them, a creamy sauce or a tomato sauce. It's a really good recipe. Okay, breadcrumbs. Just make sure this is totally incorporated. You want it to look a little bit kind of like meatloaf in the end. Okay, I'm gonna need to get in here with my hands real quick. I'm gonna get all this very well incorporated before I start scooping these out onto my lined sheet tray. Okay, this is what it looks like, and we're gonna start scooping them out. Just wanna measure out the amount of meat with our scoop, make sure that we're leveling that off and getting this the right portion sizes. Okay, now that we have them all scooped out and ready to go, we're gonna pop them in the oven for about 20 minutes at 350.